So I was playing around with my demo on Alveo. I'm up 652 pips, but I'm down 1%.
Somebody went heavy.
Yeah, no, I did it.
Light and then really heavy, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, there's that big run up and obviously hit a buck. And so the bias is on the upside, but that retracement, it did come down 50%, or at least on that up here, not the first one. So
I'm just going to go check the news really quick.
Yeah, the news, I think right now is just this one right here. It's home sales, right?
Oh, there you go. Got it up. What time is that at?
That's what is this? It says, oh, that's in
56 minutes. Oh, this is Thursday. That's
no,
Wednesday. Right. No, I was looking at the 7:30 down lower. But
is there any other news? I filtered it just so I can look at the US and the Euro. Is that
yeah, you probably shouldn't, because if Canada has news, it affects the market. If there's any news during your trading session, no matter what currency, it still affects the market. Or what? Yeah. So like I said, we do have Canada coming in, pretty strong news at the top of the hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
And new home sales top of the hour. So we have some good news coming in at the top of the hour. So just got to be cognizant of that. Hopefully we'll be done trading and into some challenges and be able to have challenges centered around news. So that'll be kind of fun. So let's get into it. So let's see. $25 is what we're going after today. So $25 is our goal to make that. And
where'd you get $25?
That's 1% of your account.
Oh, this is my live account.
Right. So we'll go for $30. If we can hit that, then we're done, because it's $25.65. We'll just round up. Good. All right. So you should not be trading with 0.5 zeros in this account.
Oh, that's up here, down here, 0.20.
Yeah, probably. Let's strength out 0.10 for you.
Okay.
All right. Now let's get into it. So can you widen out maybe the 5 here?
Really, like that?
Zooming in. So yeah, there you go. There you go. Go zoom in one more. I just want yeah, there we go. I want to see this action right here. Okay. So what I'm looking for is a fib off of this move off the 5 minute, right? To me, it's playing right there, right? It's testing the bottom. And so if it breaks that bottom, you could get 100% retracement down into this area right there. And if it fails to break, which means if it trades above this, then it could, during our session, we could see it pop to the top and test the tops. So the 2 areas that we need to be very cognizant about and light, if we're down here and it's testing the bottom, we want to be light into buys. If we're up here and it's testing the top, we want to be light to sells. Right? But these are still really good places for the market to bounce. And so a lot of times people will load up onto looking for that bounce right there. We're not going to do that. We're going to play light in these areas, because if it breaks, you just don't want to be on the wrong side of that break. That makes sense? Mm-hmm. All right. So let's see if we can't get $30 today. Andrew.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us. I know you said you had some technical issues. Glad you resolved all your issues this morning. All of them. I know Patricia said he's going to be running about 10 minutes late, so we'll give him a pass since he's been here every day. But glad to have you. Yesterday, last night we helped him open up his first live account. So he's a lot braver than I am, because I was not opening up a live account at 2 months in. 2 months into my trading career. I was not thinking about doing that.
But I mean, it is only $100, so we'll see. We'll see what happens.
That's true. I'm sure everybody has paid more than that in either education or experience, right?
Right.
All right. So what we're going to do here is I would love to get into some cells, look for some cells on the top of this, looking for it to break the bottom. If it doesn't break, I'd like to get into some cells up here so that we could capitalize on profit down here on a stall, and then just kind of recycle and see how many times it touches the bottom. And then hopefully we're in the good position with cells here in case it does come down and touch the bottom. And so I'd really like to get into cells here in case it does decide to go move up and price cycle up. We can fix these cells really easy. So this is a good place for a risk reward situation where we're risking these cells. If it pops up higher and price cycles up, you can get out if it comes down. Or if it comes down and breaks through, we can enjoy the ride down. So let's go ahead and throw a cell here. And then if it pops up even higher, throw a cell on. We're still kind of early in that candle. Now we're kind of towards late. So we'll see if it's testing the top. I'm going to break that top. So what's our price cycles right now?
Like about 7, 8.
Okay. Well,
just 7 and 9.
Okay. All right. So
it's very jittery moving.
what is? Oh yeah. You got all these wicks coming in that wants to push it higher. You see that?
Yeah.
So I think we'll just stick with these 3 cells here. Nothing too heavy because it is going to pop higher. If it fails this break right here, if this fails to hold above that, it leaves the door open for a move lower, probably down to there. It's not going to do that. So now if it pulls back into here, let's throw ahead some buys on for a price cycle up. Just on a little bit of a pullback.
So I tried to play some pullbacks, and at least the 3 I did, it just went against me. What's a good setup then? Because it was doing this, and I played the pullback, and then it went the other way. What is? I mean, I know sometimes after a while it's just intuition and feeling, which you can't teach that. But what setup do you do to have a high probability of a pullback? You know what I mean?
I don't control if the market pulls back or not.
No. Like when it does pull back, like if you pull back a pip or 2, and then you get into a buy, like in this case. But all 3 times I did it this morning, it went against me, and I'm like, And I don't know. I know the pressure.
Okay, so if it comes in right here and gives you this pullback, and then you get into a buy, and then all of a sudden the market
it went up a little bit and then go back down.
Right. Okay. So basically, that's exactly what I was talking about. Like this would be considered a breakout from this zone, right? And then if you get a blue candle that comes all the way down to here, then what is that?
Well, the retracement or pullback?
Well, it's a fake out.
Oh.
And then what do?
You layer it.
Come on.
Get out.
There you go. If it's a breakout followed by a fake out, you get out. Does that make sense?
An order takeout.
in order to take out.
Drive through.
But I'm like, you know that. And so this is still a good place to buy on a little bit of a pullback, right? But if it retraces 100%, then it's going back the other way, or more than 100% off that candle. So I'm not sure if I'm answering your question, but let's go ahead and buy into this move here. Maybe. Can you give me a measurement of what it is from here to here? I just don't know if there's enough, or even here. Okay, so that's 4 pips. Okay, there's enough meat on the bone. Just gonna make sure there's, because this is where it's probably gonna test next, right? Test up there. So go ahead and buy into that. And then let's look to possibly get out of these cells. Like a minute and see if the action of this candle decides to break this. Which I don't think it will, because it's just not strong or early in that candle. So if it dips down early in the candle, let's get out of your cells. And take like the dollar loss on your cells or whatever. Yeah, I would use the button where it's a flip.
Oh,
shorts, but that's okay. Now
when you flip shorts, it buys. Is that what it does?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So let's put a few more buys on.
Oh.
Hold on. Just when I say a few more, I never mean ever do I mean put them on the same location.
Okay.
So when I say put a few buys on or put a few sells on, it means put one here, and if it pulls down, put another one on. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But we don't want to double smack it unless I'm like smack it, right? If I say smack it, then that means that there's a high probability of something happening.
Announcements, huh?
Or just a high probability trade setup, like right here. You in Alveo probably would have sold right here for a retracement back down to here. And that's a high probability trade. I just didn't know if there was enough spread right here to do that trade. All right, so if we get this break, then we're going to test here. And if it breaks here, we could be testing the top right there. So this is your action point. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if it breaks here, we're going to want to throw some sells on for a potential down. But
we have an echo.
Let's speak for sure she was on.
No, it's not me. Always blame it on me. I mean, it's not me today.
Oh, you're here. I only say that when you're not here. You
So,
blame
yeah,
the person that's not here.
I have an echo friend somewhere.
Let's see here. You asked me a question. Cool. Last night, and I didn't get to it until this morning. But what was your? Well, I don't know. You sent me. I don't know. Sent me a video on it. I didn't look at it, so I saw it, and they drew like a picture.
Oh, yeah.
What do you do here? Was that your question? Was that about pullbacks?
Oh, like when it's like it layers, candle stacking little by little as it goes, it's marching its way up, and then it just drops. And I mean, other than announcements, what, I guess a lot of buyers.
Oh, gotcha. So when you see a market do this,
Yeah.
you're like, why does it do that?
I mean, outside of announcements and I guess the volume of buyers and sellers in there, which it's kind of hard for us to know.
It is hard for us to know, especially in the evening. You sometimes you get that, and in the evening time, this could just be like 10 tips.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm back.
Yeah.
Hey, Cliff. Good to have you. So usually this followed by a support right here that is hit, and you may not be able to see it if you're not looking wider. Like if you're only on the 1 minute, this could be like in 1 hour,
30 minute, 1 hour,
4 hour, whatever, right?
Mm.
And then it bounces off of that. And in the evening, that could just be a 10 pip run where these are like 2, 2, 2, and then it bounces for a 10. And if you get caught on the wrong side of that in the evening, because this is what happens then, just does this thing forever in the evening. And it never gives you a chance to recover off of these trades because these are 2, 2, 2, right? And so plenty of times trading like that and get caught on the wrong side of a move.
So other than support resistance and announcements, that causes those.
Right. But if it's going to be an announcement, it's going to move more than 10.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but in the evening, you see that a lot because there's just not a lot of traders that are in the market trading to push it back up. Right. And so that could be clearly a sign of lack of volume in the market. Right. And so
I know there's a volume indicator. Does that help at all or no?
I don't use it, so I'm probably not the right person to answer that. I understand what it does when it does, but I never look at it.
Dude, I'm just doing what you tell me to do. Actually, I do what you tell me to do, and then I don't do all of it.
Well, if your friends jump off a cliff, cool.
Besides that, only when it pertains to trading for now.
Trading carries inherent risk. Just because Dave does it doesn't mean you should do it too.
Wait, what's the most important one, Sky? The one with my name
does it doesn't mean you should do it too?
Yes, exactly. Put my name in there.
Guys, should we get out of that cell or not?
Oh, we're not in cells. Oh, we are in cells. I didn't know we were in cells. Coolio.
Oh, you said when it goes in, try to put on my cell.
Oh, if it breaks, it never broke it though.
Well, we'll wait till it maybe comes down.
Yeah. Wait for price cycle down now. So let's see if we got any meat on the bone. Let's go ahead and take some profit. Not like, well, yeah, we're trading one pip. So it's above $2-3. So let's take that profit. So on this action point right here, let's start peeling some profit. And then just see if we can't get a recycle of these trades before it decides to do anything, pop out. Can you hit the end button on your keyboard too? Just so a little space. There you go. Thank you. You can kind of see, this is what I'm looking at right here, where we got some lower highs that are forming. So usually that's followed by a breakout to the upside to test the top. Right.
Explain to me lower highs and higher lows. I thought I understood it, but
yeah. So if you're smoking the wrong joint to get high and it really makes you low, you're like,
only in Mexico.
That's a lower high. Wow, this one didn't work.
Did I ever tell you? Did I tell you my brother?
No, you never told me the time you got high.
In high school, I was working at a restaurant, and when I was putting some spices on the meat, oregano, it fell on the fire, and I smelled it. I'm like, man, it smells like marijuana. So I took like a cup, and I sold it to my brother. My brother, and he got upset because he was smoking oregano. But it smelled like pot. I was like, man, a quick $20. That's what you get.
That's funny. You probably want to peel off that cell.
What's the cell? Yeah.
As it pops down.
Yes, I know.
So let's go ahead and buy into this just because Let's see if it has any legs, meaning let's see if that sell is followed through.
Dave, my buttons are not working. My buy buttons, my sell buttons. I just updated.
Yeah. Make sure this is auto trade.
Oh, that's always the issue. All right, gotcha.
You're fine. Hey,
Pete only in Utah.
oh, I got some messages. All right. So yesterday we had some awesome movement. Today we got little movement. So because of these little movements, we're going to look to peel off some profit, recycle some trades, and just start stacking some profit the hard way. So we're in a loss right now of,
I don't know if that's correct.
yeah, that's our current loss. So I think you need to update your Protégé because he changed it from your current to like a bank, what you have in the bank. And I like seeing that. I like seeing what we have in the bank.
Oh, so I need to update my Protégé account.
Right. Because I think these numbers right here are affixed to what your current position is. And so I like having this as our bank total so that when we are going for a goal of $30, we can see what we have in the bank or where we're at.
Yeah.
So that's just an update on Protégé. So like I said here, if we get like $3 of profit on this buy, let's go ahead and take it, because if it doesn't cross over this and decides to recycle, we can recycle that trade. Now, the thing that I was talking about earlier is it still is doing the higher lows. So if you see this, so basically what I'm talking about here is when it's trending a direction, it'll create these lower lows, and then it flattens out, and then you get these higher lows, and it starts to go into this direction. Now this kind of broke that trend. So if it breaks that trend, it could be followed and go back down like this. And if it starts to go back down like that, it's definitely going to test the bottom. But if it breaks above this, then we're back into play where it's these action points, right? And so that's why I said at the very beginning of the trading session, we're going to watch this point and we're going to watch this point. And during our trading session, it's probably going to hit both those points, right? So if it continues this upward trend and it breaks above this, we should get some, but I would probably peel off these buys because it's stalled. So, and we can just recycle those, right? Because it came up and stalled. So that's a good place to fill those buys.
Can we get rid of the echo, please?
I don't have an echo.
I don't think anybody has an echo. I think it may be on your side, perhaps.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have a microphone on except when I'm speaking.
That is the echo.
No, because he's hearing it when he's muted, right?
Yeah, but it's something on his end because you and I don't hear, and
That
a
could be your
few of them
speakers.
don't hear the echo as well.
Okay, I'm going to close out and come back in and see if that helps.
Because you're in Discord. That's what's going on. So you're hearing it through Discord and you're hearing it through Zoom. So I've seen that. So if you're live on the Discord, yeah. So people in the live chat has nothing to do with this call. So Bill, Cliff, Derek, Ike, and Paul, you guys all need to leave the Discord chat because that live trading voice chat is just basically for if anybody wants to jump in there and trade, not for this session. This session is Zoom only.
Yeah. Don't even necessarily need to open the Discord window at all. You can just go straight to the Zoom.
Yeah, if you have this link saved, it's always the same every day.
I just go straight to the Zoom.
Yesterday, I got a question, and I'll see if I can answer this today. I got a question. So, just FYI, people on here, if you ask me a question, like if you shoot me a question in Discord, I'd love to answer that, but I'd love to answer that to the group instead of to the individual, because any trading questions that you guys have, I guarantee other people have the same questions. And so if you guys have questions, post that into the trade talk, and I'd love to see everybody's answers, and then I'll answer them too. But yesterday I got a question. All right, so cool. You probably need to, well, I would have liked to have seen you get out right there, right? So you need to recycle your buys. And then let's go ahead and put some buys on as it comes down here. If it crosses this, then we're into sell territory. So we want to stay pretty light. But if it comes up and it comes up into here again, well, depending on the action. So I don't want to, now if it comes back up, you're going to see if it tests. But if it comes up and stalls, this is a good place to just take those buys off and put them right back on down here. Does that make sense? Mm. Because these are in a really bad position for buys, because it's at the top of what it's of a price cycle. So I'd rather have those buys at the bottom, take profit, but and work like that. Does that make sense? Mm. Now it should, well, I shouldn't say should. It's still in the formation of it wanting to move higher and break above this, but you've missed a lot of opportunities to turn these into profit. Does that make sense along the way? And so that's why I don't like sitting on trades. If I can peel them off, put them back in my arsenal, and get a better placement, you tend to make more money than just sitting and waiting for eventually it's going to pop, right? So I'd rather take the $1, $2 loss and put them back on, even right here would have been better. Well, you don't need to take, I would have waited until it tested that there. That's fine. I don't think we're at risk of running away from these trades. But we are starting to get a little bit of pressure coming in. So what is this? Can you measure this to this? Is there any meat on the bone? Okay.
3.9.
All right. You got to be sniping here. So you got to be like precision, ready to pull a trigger. What I'm thinking, if you get a little bit of a pop up, we need to sell, because it's looking like it's going to try and test this. But now that it's here, if you get the bounce, probably buy down here. Just put like a buy on. And if it comes down and tests this and stalls, put another buy right here if it stalls on that. Okay, so what we're looking for right there in this area is we're looking for anything between $2 and $3 that you can pick up and just start putting in your bank. And then if we're pilling, we're going to try and pill less than $1. Hold on to that for a sec, because it's testing. If it breaks, it could pop above it.
You said, remind me again on 30 seconds. You said the first 30 seconds, the second 30 seconds, the second 30 seconds when you take the action, or? Yeah,
I kind of let it do its thing, and then it's stalling. So right there, it wants to break this. It really does. So you can just feel like it keeps putting pressure to the top. And now in the next 10 seconds, it's really going to it's going to make its move. right?
Hey, Dave, would you consider this almost like a third test of that line?
Mm-hmm. I would say test 2.
Okay.
Because we're testing here, and this is still, it's going to test here too, right? So these are 2 test spots on the minute. But if you're looking at the 5, oh, you got 15 on. Can you change that to the 5? And then give us that end view. So press the end on your keyboard. So you're looking at this. It's on the 5. It's the here it came up, second test, and then tested. Then this is the third test on the 5. So if it stays above this in the next minute, then it's going to continue to go higher. And probably come up, test here and test there. All right, so recycling trades is now over for that area. Man, it's going to kind of try to make its next consolidation phase. I would still, here's our next stall point. If it just kind of, I would probably get out of this trade at less than 20 seconds. So let's hold on. Well, just hold on.
Good trigger.
I was going to say I'd probably get out of this trade but we don't have an if anymore. But for those of you guys who are still in the trade, I would wait until the end of this candle, because now I'd sell into this for a pullback of a test down to the bottom. So let's go ahead and sell off that. At least a 50% retracement here. So if we get a 50% stall, then close out. This is like a quick trade. So go ahead and put more on. There you go. That's good enough. And then if it fails to do that and has legs, which I don't see it having any legs anywhere. This is still not a bad place to have sells on, because you can fix them. I mean, you should get a bounce here. You can fix them if it does decide to play up in this range. But this is kind of like a good, this is one of my favorite setups where it just comes back down really quick off of this larger candle, and it retraces at least 50%, which would also probably put it right onto that line right there. However, I would have thought that would have happened by now. Usually it's a quick action where it reaches, comes back, and then decides to have that continuation. Continuate.
It's my favorite word right
there. Just got to wait for them to decide that we're going to bring some sellers into the market and pop it back down. I'm still heavy on the buys, so I'm still looking for buying opportunities, but this move was just for a fade. So if it does, in fact, give us a break above this, then we need to fix these, but we're good to hold on to these until we get a price cycle back down. So what's the measurement from the top of this to there?
To here?
How far is that going to run on us?
9, 10.
Yeah.
Oh, from here to here, where it's at? 4.5.
Go ahead and put a few more cells on. Just going to counter this move. See if we get a counter move. If not, If it breaks above this on the 5,
I'm trying to get rid of my Fibonacci.
you can always just right click objects and get rid of the objects.
Oh, yeah.
If it breaks above this, then we need to start fixing these trades. Typically, you don't see this huge expansion move without at least a pullback. If it stalls here, then we're going to get out for a break-even situation. So,
Like get out of all of them or just
all of them, yeah. We want to get out of all of them because if it fails to break this, then it's probably going to move higher. Give it a minute and give it 40 seconds. Let's see if it tests. Okay. See if we get some consolidation here. So I do not think it's going to cross this line. So that's why I'm like, if it comes down, stalls, gives a little bit, get your finger on the trigger ready. I would probably flip longs or flip shorts. If it comes down here and gives you that little bit of a spike down and we're early in that candle. So maybe like right now.
so the flip just flips it into longs. Is that what that does?
Yeah.
I don't think I've been using that properly.
Okay. So right there's our 50%.
So would you buy into that then?
I would, but we already bought in.
Well, I didn't.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Why are you?
Because my buttons weren't working and I had to close out and then.
Oh no, I was looking at a cruise situation. Okay. So we're early on that candle, so we should get a pullback for the test of the high. And then maybe I don't like that flip button, but because I would have liked to have staggered the trades on the way down. Because that kind of puts them right in that area. But that's okay. So if it comes up here, touches the top, stalls, let's recycle these buys. Let's just close them here. Can you press that end button? I just like to have a little more space. Just, you know. And if it breaks here, it's probably going to come all the way down and test. So this is are you going to break or aren't you going to break? And then measure this. What does that run down? 4. So if it does break let's look to buy again, another layer down here. I still think we're in the same rules that apply. Basically, if it comes up here, stalls, but we'll look for the action because it could break above this. It could also stall here. If it stalls here, then we'll want to recycle our trades too, and just kind of peel them off and recycle. So these are your two stall points. But if it moves past this, then we'll just capitalize on the run up. And before it even attempts that, it's got to break the top of that. This is what, the other day we talked about confirmation. So this is what we're looking for confirmation. I like that comment, Nick. I can't wait till I get skilled enough to say it usually does something else, not this, instead of WTF is going on.
I think I know Nick's strategies. WTF strategy.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that's fantastic. We do need it to break this for these to be in our favor. So we got 5 seconds. If it fails to break this, then it leaves the door open for a move to the lower side. And I'd say that's just a fail. All right. So again, action point 1 here, it came up stall, but that was a quick stall and we're still early on that candle. So I'd hold on to them and see what this candle actually does. If it retreats all the way below this, that's not a good sign. We want it to stay above. Want to stay above. There we go. We got to stay above. This one would have been really difficult to pull off an MT4 Alveo. You could have pulled that off on there. You could have X'd out, but if you would have hit that X button, it would have retraced back down to here and closed you out. We got it. Just wondering how we could figure that out. Yeah, I wish. If I was the market whisperer, I'd be on a beach somewhere.
Trading.
Yeah, trading. Exactly.
What is that dark green line in the middle there?
It's the break-even line for Protégé, which I love. So,
did I get out too early or did I get out right on time?
That was good. I'd still on a pullback now. So if it comes down and tests this, anything that comes down, I'd still buy into this because I'm still thinking it's going to test the top. So the only thing I could have said that would have been different is that I need you to start looking at how many attempts it takes, right? So this was 1, this is 2, and now we're on the 3rd. So it's likely going to break above that. Does that make sense?
Okay.
And so you could have held on because it's the 2nd or 3rd attempt, as opposed to the information that I gave you earlier was if it comes up here on the, didn't say first attempt, but if it comes up here and stalls, that's a good place to get out.
So is a minimum of 3 attempts to the more attempts, the better? Or
Yeah, that's just kind of the rule of thumb. The more attempts it attacks a certain position, the more likely it's going to break, right? So it's kind of like knocking on a door. If it knocks once and leaves, doesn't really want to go through. But more times it knocks. Yeah, more times it knocks, it means the doors can get open eventually. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I had some kids when we first moved here came and knocked. I about chased them down with them.
Why? You don't like people coming to your house? You mean like doorbell ditching where they knock and run? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what the market does sometimes. It knocks and runs. And you go to open the door and nothing's there. Stupid kids. But if you guys did that, get into buys and are having this, look for this to break. If it breaks above this 5 minute right here and holds, we could get a potential run up. So we'll hold on to this. But if you get a blue candle at any point, we're going to close out because we just hit our goal for the day. So go ahead and hit that close. All right, cool. There you go. 1%. Anybody else hit 1% today?
Not yet, but just because technical issues.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just kidding. Pops, yeah, 1%.
Yep.
And Pato, Patricio.
Yes, I got 1%.
Okay. Awesome.